In our next story, Laura Faber meets a local artist who likes to focus on the underrepresented in our society. Omari Booker just finished a beautiful mural as a gift to a new neighborhood in Madison, one that's affordable and historically significant.
If you are lucky enough to see Omari Booker painting, you will probably see him working with oil-based paint. He uses acrylic and charcoal and other things too, but oil is his medium of choice. This is his latest work, a mural 55 feet long and 15 feet tall on a wall in a new apartment complex in Madison. Though the style may vary, what is constant about Omari's work is the story. There is always a story.
I want to portray things as they are, and also looking at things that are traditionally maybe underrepresented, so working around things like incarceration. That was easy to get close to because that was part of my story, but I've also done a lot of work around people experiencing homelessness.
Omari's own story is something. Born in Virginia, his family lived in St. Croix for a bit, but Omari was raised in Nashville. His first art class was in high school, and he continued his art education alongside his math classes while a basketball star at Belmont University. Then Omari was arrested for drug possession. He served 3 years of a 15-year sentence and eventually graduated from TSU with a degree in graphic design.
That's often how I describe my first commissions. My first commissions were for soap and honey buns and toothpaste. It's a lot of bartering. So I did a lot of drawing for people. And then I started creating my own narrative and documenting what the prison looked like and the people. Just kind of how different it actually was from the perception of what people think that it is.
Now, the wall Omari is painting on isn't just any wall. It's in the middle of a neighborhood on land that holds generations of history for one Nashville family.
The family at the center of the mural is that of Randall Bates. His family lived on this land for generations.
Bart Bates was the original owner. He was a slave. He was a slave actually in Gallatin, Tennessee, from what my grandfather told me. And when slavery was abolished, he was given this land by his slave owner to raise his family, farm the land, and that's what he did. It was a thriving neighborhood. I mean, above the street, as you come up to the left there was a baseball field, and that's where my grandfather played baseball, the Brierville baseball field. My dad played there.
And there is a story about a well on the land, a well featured in Omari's mural.
The well was kind of where this building is. It was a well, that's where they got the drinking water. And the stories my grandfather told me is that all the neighbors in the general area would come miles and miles and miles to get the well water, because this was like the only source of water in this area.
Bates and his family recently sold the land to a developer with some strings attached. It must offer affordable housing.
We sit down as a family and kind of looked at it, and it just made sense. All the development that's going on around Nashville, it's not affordable anymore, to what I call behind the scenes people. They got to live somewhere. Where are these people going to live? I mean, these people are in our lives every day. They're at our restaurants, they cut our grass, they clean our houses, they clean buildings, they're everywhere. Where are they going to live?
Enter LDG Development and longtime Madison resident and former Metro Councilwoman Nancy Van Rees.
We are at the Brierville Apartments, and I say the Brierville because Brierville used to be actually an encampment of freed slaves and emancipated folks in Tennessee. And the little street named Brierville was the last thing that we had showing that history. And so we had the opportunity to make sure that this place was called the Brierville out of respect for the history of the Brierville encampment.
LDG's mission is that everyone deserves a quality place to live and builds affordable neighborhoods all over the country. The community center here is named after Randall's great-grandfather. Locally created art hangs inside, featuring the musical history of Madison, nearby Amqui Station, and Cedar Hill Park. And then there is the mural.
We were looking for an idea how we were going to pay tribute. We talked about, named some of the areas in the building after my family, and talked about naming some streets, but they wanted to do more, you know, they just wanted to do a little bit more. And so the idea of the mural came up, and featuring my family.
A chance encounter between Nancy and Omari sealed the deal.
I approached Omari with the idea of telling the history of the Bates family from 1863 to 2023. The mural is funded by the LDG Foundation, Amazon's Community Fund, the Memorial Foundation, and the Historic Foundation. The project is something that we're all extremely, very proud of.
It's emotional, you know, it's hard to believe. If we could do little small things like this and just kind of sprinkle these little ideas around, you know, not only here in Nashville, but everywhere.
The project and the story of Brierville couldn't be more inspirational for Omari Booker.
Overwhelmingly grateful, yeah, goosebumps. Yeah, to be a part of the people that make the place special. So I'm grateful to be a part of any project that's making more space for the people that make the city what it is.
Hey, how'd you like the story? We'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you enjoyed it, we have a lot more where that came from. Here's one you might like. And please click here to subscribe so you'll know when we premiere new videos. Thanks for watching.